Okay, Hal, whenever you're ready. You go in. All right. Moment of silence, prayer wing.
Always say a prayer, God our Father. If it is your will, walk through our homes and take away our worries and our illnesses. Please watch over and heal our families. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of preparing accurate written minutes. Recordings are overwritten following approval of the minutes, eliminating all unofficial records of these proceedings. Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held January 18, 2024.
Motion approved.
Second?
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes. Are there any guests here concerning county business? Hearing none?
We have a resolution for Thomas Wildonner for adoption and execution, a resolution honoring Thomas Wildonner for the years he served on the Parks and Recreation Commission.
Motion approved. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Right, may I read it into the record? Okay. Whereas Thomas J. Wildonner has been a lifelong resident of Jim Thorpe, where he raised a family, previously served as mayor, and operated a successful barber shop within the borough. And whereas Thomas J. Wildonner served as a member of the Carbon County Parks and Recreation Commission, formerly the Carbon County Recreation Authority, for over 40 years. And whereas Thomas J. Wildonner was appointed to the Carbon County Recreation Authority on May 5th, 1981, serving in that capacity until his appointment to the Parks and Recreation Commission beginning on March 29, 1988. He served as chairman of the Carbon County Recreation Authority in 1987 and as chairman of the Parks and Recreation Commission from 1988 to 1993 and again from 2000 to 2023. He served as vice chairman during the years 1996, 1997, 1998, and 1999. And whereas Thomas J. Wildonner was a dedicated board member who was actively involved with the Mock Chunk Lake Park. During Thomas J. Wildonner's time with the board, both as an authority and commission member, Thomas J. Wildonner was instrumental in advocating for the development and expansion of the park. Improvements to the park during his tenure included the construction of a new park office, further development and expansion of the camping area to include 15 camping cottages, a new beach pavilion and first aid station, restroom improvements at both boat launches, and acquisition of a fully accessible fishing pier. And whereas Thomas J. Wildonner not only understood and recognized the recreational value of the park for all to enjoy, but also the significant economic impact that came with the revitalization of the downtown historic district of Jim Thorpe, following the construction of the dam that eliminated the devastating floods and property damage. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the members of the Board of Commissioners of the County of Carbon offer sincere thanks to Thomas J. Wildonner for his unyielding dedication to the Mock Chunk Lake Park and the Carbon County Parks and Recreation Commission, and for the great impact he has had on Jim Thorpe and the surrounding area, and adopts this resolution in his honor and as a means of documenting his efforts in the history of Carbon County. Adopted by the Carbon County Board of Commissioners this 25th day of January 2024.
And with that today, I know we have David Horvath, our Parks Director, and with him is David Hauser, Thomas's grandson. So if you'd like to come up, we'll make the presentation, Dave, if you have some words on that. Come around. Come around. You want to just go around or? Yeah, we'll come around.
Either way.
You do it, read it.
Okay.
Dave, it was a pleasure and an honor working with your grandfather, your pop, as you call him, for the past 23 years. You know, as a board member, I can't say enough about him. You know, just to be around him, to observe him, to listen to him, to talk with him when he would visit, you know, with us at the park. He was just a tremendous person, full of knowledge. Again, he always had the best interest of the park in mind, the park employees, park visitors, the county. He always held the park close to his heart and you know, worked in the best interest of, he was a people person, and he loved working for the public, and he'll be missed greatly. We'll miss him greatly.
Thank you very much. I would offer that my grandfather's a role model to me, to everyone in our family. His dedication to our community is unparalleled. Throughout Carbon County, he was a veteran, he was a councilman, a mayor, a member of the Parks Board, as was mentioned, for more than 40 years, and I'm sure there are other things in there that I'm missing at this point. He sends his regards, and he wishes that he could be here himself this morning to thank you for the resolution. And he wanted me to say that he enjoyed being on the Parks Board. He loved the people that he got to meet and the work that he was able to do, and he sends his best regards to everyone.
To your grandfather, we said, we thank him very much. Wish he could have been here, not that we didn't want you here. But we wish him the best, and we were asking about him, and thank him for his service. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Commissioner, thank you.
He was certainly an asset to the county,
Absolutely.
and I've dealt with him before.
Absolutely.
Very good man.
Photo? Should I have this open or
Yes,
closed?
please.
Okay. Looks so nice with that.
So you don't get whatever.
You can get in.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
He waited till he waited till the guy with the Kansas City tie. Also with us today is Earl Henninger. He's the vice chairman of the Parks Board out there. So Earl, I don't know if you wish to add any.
Well, Tom was always our voice of reason, and I always looked at Tom for a nod when making any decision on anything for the park. And Tom had the park in his heart, and the employees and everyone. And we'll miss him there at the park.
Thank you, and thank you for serving on the park board as well.
You're welcome.
Okay. Moving further. Very good.
Report of executive sessions held.
There were none.
Budget transfers as listed on transmittal.
Second?
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
There were no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures. Approval of check numbers 241237 through 241410 for expenditures through the general fund clearing account for a total of $1,004,874.60.
Motion approved.
Second?
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
Treasurer's report.
Motion to approve is presented?
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
Personnel report, county departments.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
Acknowledgements, courts and row offices.
Motion acknowledged.
Second?
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
Correspondence as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. We have an advertising request for a meeting change for advisory board. For approval, authorize the advertisement of a public notice regarding the open space advisory board meetings to be held February 15, March 21, April 18, May 16, June 20, and July 18, 2024.
Motion approved.
Second?
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
A bid award for a CDBG project, Lehighton Borough. For approval, a recommendation was received from the Director of Planning and Development to award the contract for the Community Development Block Grant bid opening on January 11th, 2024 as follows. Lehighton Borough, clearance and demolition, 135 to 139 North First Street, fiscal year 2020, fiscal year 2021, and fiscal year 2022. Was awarded to Northeast Industrial Services Corporation of Shamokin, Pennsylvania, for the base bid of $148,435, alternate one of $20,000, alternate two of $18,000, for a total of $186,435.
Motion approved.
Second?
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
Emergency Management, an LEPC appointment. Local Emergency Planning Committee to appoint Mr. Robert Pabilla of the Nesquehoning Wastewater Treatment Plant.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
Liquid Fuels Annual Report. For approval and submission. Annual report to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for the Liquid Fuels Tax Fund account listing an unencumbered balance of $190,178.43 as of December 31st, 2023, and listing encumbrances as follows. Bridge 4, Packer Township replacement, $801,000. Bridge 4, Packer Township, Priority 1 repairs, $500. And Bridge 17, Guide Rail Project, $17,000, for a total of $818,500.
Motion approved and submit.
Second?
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
Act 44 report. For approval and submission. Annual report to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation showing the balance of Act 44 funds for the calendar year 2023. Balance as of December 31st, 2023, $376,454.33. The reporting requirement for funds which the county received can only be utilized for construction, reconstruction, maintenance, and repair of bridge.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
And the Act 89 report for approval and submission, annual report to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation showing the balance of Act 89 funds for the calendar year 2023. Balance as of December 31, 2023, $565,103.57. And again, reporting requirement for funds which the county received can only be utilized for construction, reconstruction, maintenance, and repair of bridge.
Motion approved and submit.
Second?
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
All right, for the solicitor's report, first seeking a motion for approval and execution of a non-exclusive license agreement between the County of Carbon and Ed and Lynn Humphreys, excuse me, doing business as Jim Thorpe Trolley Company of Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, allowing the trolley to use designated areas of Josiah White Park, Mock Chunk Lake Park, and the Carbon County Environmental Education Center for departures and arrivals. The term of the agreement will be January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024, with automatic renewal options for 3 consecutive annual terms, with a final termination date of December 31, 2027. There is no cost involved.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
Related, seeking a motion for, excuse me, approval and execution of a lease agreement between the county and Ed and Lynn Humphreys, doing business as Jim Thorpe Trolley Company of Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, for concession sales in Josiah White Park. The term of the agreement will be January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024, with automatic renewal options for 3 successive annual terms, with a final termination date of December 31st, 2027. The annual rent is $560.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sefranco?
Yes.
And lastly, seeking a motion to approve and execute commitment letter and resolution 5 of 2024, appointing David J. Bodnar, Director of the Carbon County Office of Planning and Development, as the designation agent for the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program on behalf of the County of Carbon.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Nothing further for the Solicitor's report.
And is there any further business? No? Commissioners' reports? Mr. Notstein?
Yes, regarding the point in time, unfortunately, the point in time count scheduled for this past, or yesterday at 4 o'clock, I believe the time was canceled. And the reason for that, since the point in time count was advertised in the media, the residents in Tent City are fearful that they would be put on display and uncomfortable in appearing in public for the count. The residents of Tent City have expressed their gratitude for the donations and support they have received. The Point in Time Committee is working with the residents to get accurate count by other means. And an accurate count is vital to leverage funding for different sources such as housing, the action committee, etc. So it's extremely important. They are trying to gain the trust of the residents that reside down there. So that's really all I had to report on that for now.
Mr. Arner? That's it? Okay. Mr. Arner?
The only thing I have is just on the resolution for Tom Wildonner. I don't think a lot of people over the years see what people in our county do and what he has done for the county over the many years that he has served on all the committees. I mean, people just don't realize what he brought to our county. I'd like to thank him. And I do talk to him once in a while, and it's like he was a very good man. So I wish him luck. Thank you.
Mr. Sifranco?
Two things. One is the open space had been at the open space committee has had their meetings. I know that there was a referendum back in 2022 that put $10 million into whether it be bond, but to let you know, I'm sure people are asking where are we at with that, and the committee has been working very diligently. They have been hard at work coming up with the program guidelines and guidelines that are going to be followed as to how that funding should be handled. They are scheduling or looking to schedule, if there's not one already, with the Carbon County Commissioners here to go through a workshop, and that's going to come to the commissioners, and then we'll have a review for the final program that will be rolled out. They are also going to be giving you how the applications will work and how people will apply. They're going to show us how the program will be rolled out and then how it'll be administered. So that has all been worked out through the committee. I know there are packets in it that they are preparing so that we can be up to date. And they will be coming here to the commissioners for review and what all is going to be released for all that. They're hoping to have, I mean, it is a lengthy process. Everybody's on a learning curve there, but I can tell you from being at their last two meetings, they are working very diligently and taking their job very serious. So when that comes back to the commissioners, a lot that has to come before the board and also our solicitor for some ratifications. So that's with the open space. In reference to the park, I had managed to get out to the parks meeting this past month, and I would echo the sentiments of Commissioner Arner here that Tom Wildonner has been an asset to Mock Chunk Lake Park for many, many years. And you can't say enough about what all he has done, time and talent that he has offered there. So, and being a mayor and office that I also held, the man went above and beyond his call of duty, and I thank him personally for that. In reference to their meeting, they are, obviously, Tom was the chairman out there, so over the next month, they will be moving some officers around out there. Obviously, they have to move their vice chair, because that was Earl, and they'll be, I'm sure, appointing a new chairman of the board, and then electing officers that has to be done. They don't have to do a total reorganization, but they do have to put new people in charge. It would be noted that they are preparing for the upcoming season. There was a great discussion about that. They are getting the park prepared for our Memorial Day official opening. There was discussion in great length about the vendors that are currently at the park And recommendation was given back to the board. I know it's been worked on, that all the current vendors and current contracts that are in place are being updated and being prepared to be ratified here by the commissioners and then forwarded to the board. Their recommendation was to obviously keep all the vendors that we currently had. They feel they're doing a good job, and issues have, along the way have always been worked out, and they are pleased with what's going on there. They did discuss a little bit, I won't get into all of that today, about July 4th and the holidays. I know there was some opening and closings of the park and what dates. They're gonna dig into more of that later on this year, or come back with some type of recommendation that we'll come back to the board with, or I'll bring back to the board to let them know. And then the commissioners obviously will have the final say on what dates and that for July 4th. I know last year it had been closed for just for county residents. I think that's at least the date of the 4th seems to be where they're leaning, but I can't come back with a definite on that to the commissioners until after they get to have a little bit further discussion. I think without Tom being there, it was just a lot of shifting they have to do right now before they're ready. With that, I don't have anything further. Anything further? Meeting adjourned. Who would like to start? Ooh.
Morning, gentlemen. I have a stamped copy of the will donor resolution.
Yes.
Thank you.
So easy, that was already done. Yeah, isn't that hard?
Just talk about, how important is it to get this CBG money for the demolition there of those buildings in Lehigh?
They've been saving it, it's over a 3-year period that, if you go up the bypass and look at the back of those buildings, it's a disaster waiting to happen. I hope they can start this demolition tomorrow. If you see, a lot of the windows are missing, there's holes in the floors, the roof is caving in the top. It's just one major disaster waiting to happen, a fire hazard. Should we get a call there for a working fire, it's gonna be protect the exposures. We will not risk any of the lives of our volunteers in responding to the facility, because it is that bad of a condition. Like I say, there are holes in the floors. Our fear is it's old, the wood is rotting because of the leaks and everything, and we don't want anyone falling through floors or getting hurt over it. It's not worth trying to save. So I know from the fire chief, he would, and all the firefighters in the surrounding areas, because it would not be Lehighton alone because of the volume of the materials involved and the size of the buildings and the amount of buildings that have to be protected from heat exposure and to keep it from spreading. So it is a serious concern for safety reasons, and like I said, it's sooner we get it tore down, the better.
So it'll be sometime spring, summer?
That I don't know when the contractor will be available.
Yeah, I think it's just one of them things, as soon as they can get somebody in to rip it down. But I just wanna make a comment about the situations that is even across the entire county. I mean, I think everybody can see we're starting to tear buildings down, but I think they have to start progressing into the point, like, what are we gonna replace these buildings with? Or pretty soon we're gonna have a town without no buildings. And I hope they're gonna put something in place like that, but like what Wayne said, I mean, when you drive past them places, you can see it from the ground right up through the roof. I mean, those are giant safety issues that, and it gets into the thing that they're sold and they're bought and sold and bought, and these towns they can't keep up with this. And like Wayne, I mean, Wayne's the fireman here. They can't even risk anybody, even if there was somebody almost in that building. We have this homeless people, you don't know if anybody could be in there, and it's like you're risking lives to, like, what do you do with these things? I mean, wish you could tear them all down today.
Yeah.
But that's the situation you're in with it. Like I said, and these towns all face this. Like, I think they gotta put a stop to it, that they can transfer these buildings over, and why is one violation dropped and then they can sell the buildings? I mean, if you buy a house and the railing isn't right on the front porch, the insurance company wants you to fix that before you even buy the house. So how do these people get away with it? I think that's something that, even going back to the magistrates and everything, like, this gotta be fixed.
even legislatively,
Yeah.
what you're saying, that why can they be allowed to even keep selling the property unless there's a huge amount of money put on, in escrow for the purchase to show that they are willing to put something up front. Right now, we have nothing, and that has been a problem with the borough. They fine them, they go through the process, and they sell to someone else. And that should, legislatively.
And I
that
think
should stop.
there were some throughout the county that were sold like 10 times. So how do you sell a building 10 times with all these violations in it? You know, there should be legislation to not do that. You bought it, you own the problem, then you fix it. You know, and now here the towns are committed, you know, or what, not committed, but it's almost required of them now to tear these buildings down.
Well,
You know,
the other major issue with this facility is the surrounding businesses.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's gonna create, you know, the pharmacy is close by and other, businesses that would be affected, they'd be wiped out in a hurry. And if, fire gets a good start in that building, it's not a good situation.
You know, that would be the end of the two businesses on each side, and they'd have to
Possibility,
relocate,
and then maybe more.
you know. So you have to check with the legislators if they can fix something.
The point in time count, is that gonna be rescheduled, or is that just not gonna happen for the winter?
They're trying another method of gaining their support and coming in, into the office maybe, or I shouldn't even say they're trying other methods, because these people don't like to be out there in public to begin with. They kind of stick to themselves, and there's many different issues involved with the residents down there. One thing I do wanna clarify, I was told the other night at a meeting that there were 150 people in that tent city. That is not,
No.
that is not true. And I would have thought better of the person that made that statement, that they would have had better facts. It's more like 20 to 30 at most. I mean, most of us have been through it. We know what's down there, the people that come out and that. And so, yeah, I want to squash that rumor that there's that many people involved there. What was the other issue? Oh, the homeless, or the warming center that was opened up by St. Peter's Community Center. I want to thank those people, because they had several volunteers, maybe 6 volunteers for the whole week. They called me a week ago Sunday. They needed cots, got a hold of emergency management. We got 6 cots there, got 13 more from Red Cross. The first night, I think they only had 3 people, and then 4 people, and it went up to 9. And one night last week, they had 14 people. So the word was getting out there. Who knows if the other people that were there during the extreme cold weather may have gone to other areas, warming centers such as Peaceful Nights, which had their doors open, and maybe family members that took them in during that cold snap that we had there. So at least they were being taken care of, and I have heard of no incidents with frostbite or anything like that, you know. So, and then the St. Peter's Church, or Community Center, that group also provided some meals and that as well. So that's why I say the people that did come there, they're gaining the trust of the people that they meet and everything. So I want to thank them. They really went out of their way and stayed there 24 hours a day with those people and to help them out. So.
And then lastly, everything back to normal, children and youth with the heat there in Iron Street?
Don't bring it up. It's working.
When did it officially come back, I guess, on?
Friday.
Yeah, like Friday, because the whole weekend was good, and up to now it's been good, and they've actually, I think they found the problem. They were going back and forth. There wasn't enough gas. And here I think they pinpointed, and there were some parts in the boiler that were not working correctly. So hopefully they're going to keep working correctly, and they've been since last Friday. So in fact, every day the director sends me the thermostat that's on the wall with the temperature on it, so it's good. It's not at 47 anymore. It's at 70, but it's not 74, but it's close to 70 degrees in there all the time.
So they've had the people come back to work and.
Yeah,
meetings
yeah,
back there.
yeah. And they were only working like remotely, the one day and then half of the other day because the heat was on in the front of the building and they had training that they all get that's required. And the training room up front and everything had the heat. It was just in the back part that the heat wasn't on. So it was basically only like a day and a half that they worked remotely. But the other days that were in there, I mean, they had jackets and beanies on and they were just moving to the front and getting what they were done. And I think a lot of them where they bring children in to talk to them, they were actually going to the houses and going out to them, that they didn't have to be in the building. So they adapted to it. I said, I think our children and youth has come light years advanced in the last couple of years. I think they're doing an excellent job. I mean, I think we even when they do our review and our reviews that they didn't do anything wrong with any kind of infractions, and that is something good to hear.
They have certainly done a really good job considering the lack of employees and the caseloads that they have down there and the meticulous record keeping that they have to go through. They're doing good considering what they have.
That's all I have, thank you.
Anything further? Okay, thank you.